Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurhana binti Nur Azlan. My matric number is 1070.
Hi, my name is Aimadana binti Aizal Shariman. My matric number 1075.
Hello, my name is Dwi Marini binti Saifullah Amati. My matric number 1077.
Today we want to present about
Food hygiene.
Regulation 2009.
we will present to you section 1 until section 13.
Section 1. Citation. These regulations may be cited as the Food Hygiene Regulations 2009. Section 2. Interpretation. There is a lot of examples.
First, potable water means any water that complies with the standard prescribed in the Food Regulation 1985. Second, microbiological contaminant include virus, bacteria, fungi, their toxin, but does not include microorganisms which are permitted to be added into food under the Food Regulation 1985.
Third, meat means meat or meat product as specified in the Food Regulation in 1985. Fourth, perishable food. Any food that is liable to perish or spoil rapidly.
Fifth, fish. Fish and fish product as specified in the Food Regulations 1985. 6. Pest. Any animals capable of directly or indirectly contaminating food. Section 3. Food premises to be registered. Number 1. No person shall use any food premises specified in the first schedule for the purposes of or in connection with the preparation, preservation, packaging, storage, conveyance, distribution or sale of any food or the relabeling, reprocessing or reconditioning of any food except the premises is registered under these regulations.
Next, any person who fails to comply with subjuration commits an offence and shall, on conviction, be liable to a fine not exceeding 10,000 ringgit or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years.
Section 4. Application for registration.
Number 1. An application for registration of food premises shall be made to the director in such form and manner and be accompanied with such information and particulars as the director may specify.
Number 2. The director may orally or in writing at any time after receiving the application require the applicant to submit additional document, information or particulars as he consider necessary for the purpose of the registration. Section 5. Certificate of registration. Number 1. The director may, after considering an application under sub-regulation form and on being satisfied with the information and particulars submitted, issue a certificate of registration for food premises as prescribed in the second schedule.
Second, the fee for the certificate of registration issued under sub-regulation and shall be 30 ringgit. Section 6. Validity of certificate. A certificate of registration for food premises shall be valid for a period not exceeding 3 years from the date of its issuance. Section 7. Application for renewal of certificate. An application for renewal of a certificate of registration for food premises shall be made at least 30 days before its expiry date. Such application shall be made in accordance with Regulation 4.
Number 2. Any person who fails to comply with sub-regulations submit an offence and shall, on conviction, be liable to a fine not exceeding 10,000 ringgit or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years.
Section 8. Display of certificate of registration notice in food premises.
Number 1. A proprietor, owner or occupier of food premises shall A. Conspicuously display a certificate of registration of food premises in the food premises.
B. Conspicuously display a notice in each toilet, changing room, other changing facility or at wash bands of the food premises, reminding food handler to wash their hands thoroughly before commencing work. C. Conspicuously display a notice at the entrance of the food premises that disallow any person from bringing any animal into the food premises.
Second, any proprietor, owner or occupier of food premises who fails to comply with such regulation commits an offence and shall, on conviction, be liable to a fine not exceeding 10,000 ringgit or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years. Section 9. Food Safety Assurance Program. First, a proprietor, owner or occupier of food premises specified in the third schedule shall provide and make available a food safety assurance program in the food premises.
Number 2. Any proprietor, owner or occupier of food premises who fails to comply with sub-regulation commits an offence and shall, on conviction, be liable to a fine not exceeding 10,000 ringgit or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years.
Next, Section 10. Food Traceability System. A proprietor, owner or occupier of food premises shall provide a traceability system in the food premises which is able to identify one step back from where the food came and one step forward to where the food went at any specified stage of a food chain from production to distribution.
Any proprietor, owner or occupier of food premises who fails to comply with sub-regulation commits an offence and shall, on conviction, be liable to a fine not exceeding 10,000 ringgit or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years.
All food premises shall have a food traceability system for production to distribution. Section 11. General duties of proprietor, owner or occupier of food premises. A proprietor, owner or occupier of food premises shall: Number 1. Ensure that his food premises comply with all requirements of Chapter 2 and Chapter 3. Number 2. Maintain and be made available for inspection all records pertaining to cleaning, packaging, processing, storing, and distributing of food.
Number 3. Not employ or allow any food handler to work in his food premises unless the food handler has undergone a food handler's training and has been medically examined and vaccinated by a registered medical practitioner as required under Regulation 30 and 31 respectively.
Number 4. Maintain and be made available for inspection a record of the training, medical examination and vaccination certificate of every food handler employed by him or working in his food premises.
Any proprietor, owner, occupier of food premises who fail to comply with sub-regulation commits an offence and shall, on conviction, be liable to fine not exceeding 1,000 ringgit or to imprisonment a term for not exceeding 2 years. Section 12. Location. Food premises shall be located from sources of contamination including aeration point, septic tanks, and waste disposal sites. And the last one, Section 13. General design. Food premises shall be designed and constructed as such to facilitate cleaning and disinfection. We all want to apologize if we make a mistake.
Minta maaf atas kekurangan.
And jumpa lagi. Assalamualaikum.
Kalau nak tanya, swipe up.